Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fetch Quest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. I'm your host for tonight, Brewer, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host Liam
Hello.
and Guy.
I will rip them limb from limb until they scream for mercy, slowly burn and tear their flesh off as they beg for death. Make them feel my name till the end of time.
Damn, Guy, chill. What is wrong with you, man?
Dude, I haven't seen you this angry since you got that Wendy's Krabby Patty stolen from you by that dog.
Those vile creatures stole from me which I love most. The one thing that made my miserable existence worth living.
They killed my pet bunny.
Shit, really? Oh, okay, that's a damn good reason to take up arms. Let's get these bastards.
Rip and tear, boys. Rip and tear till it's done. But with that intro out of the way, everybody, today's topic is going to be Doom, specifically the 2016 reboot of the franchise. We're going to talk about its awesome gameplay, combat, especially its music, and just what an overall fantastic experience it was, and a fantastic reboot to the franchise that had been dormant for a while. So guys, what are some of your thoughts on Doom 2016?
Oh, I fucking love Doom 2016, dude. Like, okay, take a series that created, like, one of the most important genres in gaming, the FPS genre. Not only reboot it to where you want to do new things with the franchise, but put it under, like, a new light. Like, make it faster, make it better, have more enemies, have new weapons. Put it under what what modern gaming can do for Doom, and you get something that is just magical.
Oh yeah, they took the original concepts from Doom, and they brought it to the modern age, and they did a damn good job at it.
It's
Holy
so
shit.
good.
It was such
God.
a fantastic experience.
They
Liam,
did,
what are some of
they
your
did a
thoughts on it?
phenomenal job.
I think it was a very fantastic game. It was my introduction into the Doom franchise. I hadn't played any of the original games, so I can't really talk about it as a reboot, but as like a first impression, oh, they know what their audience is, and they're gonna cater to them so well. Like, oh man, every part of the game, especially the music for me, is just like fantastic.
Oh yeah. Before we talk about it anymore, I think how about we just do a little basic explanation for the audience. Is that alright with you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Doom, all the games are usually pretty simple, and 2016's is no different. Usually, all the demons from hell are invading, and you, the Doom guy, or renamed in 2016 to the Doom Slayer, have to kill and fuck up all the demons because you are the angriest man alive. Like, I'm literally not kidding on that last part. He's so angry, canonically, that he can't die.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he like, and this all this anger spurred from when demons killed his pet rabbit. We're not
Honestly,
joking about
fair
that either.
response.
That's canon.
That is so fair though. Like, if rabbits killed my pet rabbit, then
Rabbits killed my pet rabbit. What is this, ReZero?
yeah, if
Oh
they
my
killed,
God.
I'd also just destroy all of hell. No, but it's such a like simple premise that they're just like, how do we make this as fun as possible? And that's what the game is. It's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Doom's always been about at its core. Since, I mean, sometimes they did get, like, a little misdrew from that, especially with, like, Doom 3 focusing more on the horror elements, but, like, at its core, it's always just been rip and tear, baby. Because Doom was the franchise that started off being the core game, and 2016 is no different. With all the weapons you get, and especially with all the little incentives they give you for ripping and tearing.
I kind of see Doom, like especially with the 2016 reboot and Eternal, kind of similar-esque to Resident Evil, in the sense that like Resident Evil, you know, very big horror franchise. It took a turn with 5 and 6 being more focused on an action game series, and people didn't really like it that much until they returned back to Resident Evil 7, where it was more focused on the horror. You can say the same thing for Doom, however, it's kind of in the inverse. where Doom 1 and 2 were focused more on the action, Doom 3 more on the horror, which is a lot of people would say the worst game of the series. And then like they kind of went back to it in the Doom reboots and to have focus on the action, which I think is just kind of cathartic. Like, wow, turns out when you make the game sequel very similar to the original game and expand its concepts and not change its genre, it actually like is really good or something. Wow.
There
Yeah.
are games where you can change the genre and it can work, but I think Doom is just one of those games where like it's so deep rooted in just, hey, go around, shoot guy, and have like a lot of fun just like brutally ripping apart demons from hell. Like it's such a simple concept where it should be really, really hard to fuck it up, but changing it to a horror game, you should have just made a different game. I don't know why you like putting the Doom IP with horror. I don't think it really works.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the demon designs can definitely be kind of horrifying, but like not enough to scare me. More so like, damn, that thing's pretty ugly. I want to shoot it. But you know what? I think that's a good segue. We've been talking about fucking up the demons for a while, but we haven't talked about how we're gonna fuck them up.
Oh,
So you guys want to get into the combat right now?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is okay. This is where I'm gonna have to remember because I might start talking about stuff that's not in Doom, but in Doom Eternal, and I can't remember what they added in Doom Eternal. But like, I know you got like the chainsaw, you got the super shotgun, you got a bunch of different weapons, and then
Yeah, you got your the shitty pistol you never use, the heavy assault rifle, the BFG 9000, which for those who don't know stands for Big Fucking Gun.
It
Ross
one-shots
Cameron.
practically everything.
it's awesome.
Yeah, the super shotgun you're probably going to be using for 80% of the game. Plasma cannon, or plasma gun, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it's here nor there. Either way, you got a wide arsenal of weapons to fuck some demons up. All of them having
thing I
different purposes, and all of them just absolutely annihilating those demons.
One thing I do want to bring up with Doom 2016, this goes for like both Eternal and 2016, but I love the addition to the melee kill in the Doom reboots, and I think 2016.
The
glory kill.
The glory kill.
Yeah,
mechanic
glory kill.
It's
Yes.
such a simple thing, but it's so good.
Yeah, to
The
quickly
glory
explain
mechanic-
glory kills, all you have to do,
Yeah.
once you do enough damage to an enemy, a lot of times they'll get stunned, they'll flash like either light blue or red. If you go up to them and click in the right stick, you'll do some crazy over-the-top melee kill on them. Either maybe rip them up with a chainsaw, or just brutally rip them apart with your bare hands. And the great part about this mechanic is it incentivizes you to keep fighting instead of like trying to run back, sort of like in the same way Hollow Knight does. Whenever you rip and tear those enemies apart with a glory kill, you not only usually get extra ammo, well, you get more when you use chainsaw, but you usually get more health back as well.
Yeah, so the incentive is to just like keep being aggressive and keep going. And like Brewer said, like the chainsaw will give you more ammo. However, that just means that you got to use other weapons, which is awesome because the Doom weapons are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
They're
except the pistol.
they're all.
There's a reason they
very,
removed that in Eternal.
They're all very, very unique weapons that all do very, very cool things. Like my personal favorite is the super shotgun, because it is very simple. It's just a double barrel shotgun. You just shoot, reload, and then if you get close, you get super close, and then they just explode.
Oh yeah, I really
It's so
like the plasma gun. I felt like it was a solid weapon all around.
For me, like my favorite gun, it's probably the chain gun. Like the like fucking the miniguns that are like they're four miniguns strapped to one together. I just love that gun
really
because
good.
I just constantly spray. It's so sick.
Yeah.
I like how all of
yeah,
us have different favorite weapons because we all played that game very differently. I was more of I just want to be in their face as much as possible, so I'm going to get as close as possible and just try and get as many glory kills as I can because I loved the glory kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Doom 2016, especially with Eternal. They give you a decent amount of options to play, because like all the weapons we just explained, they also have upgrades as well. So like with the shotgun, if I remember correctly, you can either upgrade for like a more damaging shot, that or you can get this little sticky bomb attachment. Well, maybe I'm
Oh
mixing
yeah,
that.
there are mods
I-
for the guns. Yeah.
Because I don't think the sticky bomb was in 2016.
Yeah, no, I was about to say. I think
Because
that's
like I
Eternal.
was about to start talking about the grappling hook on the super shotgun, but that's not in 2016 either.
That's an Eternal. Yeah.
Because
But,
okay, as much as like we're mainly talking about 2016, but I do want to briefly talk how Doom Eternal is basically just Doom 2016, but more. You just get more Doom 2016, but they made everything even like more insane,
Crazier.
and it's awesome.
Yeah, I will say there is one difference I see a lot of times between 2016 and Eternal, and that's the way you need to use your weapons. In Doom 2016, you can kind of just like take one weapon and run with it. I mean, it doesn't work successfully for all weapons, but like if you run the whole game with just super shotgun once you unlock it, you'll probably be just fine as long as you can keep your ammo stock up. But in Eternal, if you try that shit, you're gonna get punished for it. You gotta use every weapon at your disposal because of the ammo you're given, that, and also the weaknesses you have to exploit on the enemies.
Yeah, but that just means that it gives you bigger incentive to mess around with different weapons to see like what fits with your playstyle.
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna have a weapon they gravitate towards, but you shouldn't ever be using one weapons because they also do have like am I remembering this correctly? They have like enemies that are weak to different like weapons. Like maybe like a weak spot is something that you need to get like up and close, so a shotgun is better. Or the weak spot is like the mouth, so you have to shoot a grenade in there.
Oh yeah, for the Caco demons,
Yes.
make them fucking explode. That's always awesome.
Right, so it's never really just a one weapon type of game. Like there's certain games where you could probably go through one weapon, and of course you can go through with one weapon, but like it's not really meant to be a one weapon game. You're supposed to like cycle through, have different weapons. That's why the chainsaw is the only way to get more ammo.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
the chainsaw is still limited because you have to have enough gas to use it, so you can't just constantly use the refill. You gotta be spareful with its use because it is also usually just like a one-shot on smaller enemies, and bigger enemies you can only use it if you already have a glory kill ready for them.
Yeah, smaller enemies you usually want to save for chainsaw, and then the bigger enemies is what you just lay into.
Yeah, which is good because that just means it gives you incentive to like, you know, use the chainsaw but sparingly, because the chainsaw of course is a good tool, but like we said, like you want to save it for the smaller enemies because, you know, you need more ammo to lay to put all those fucking bullets into the big enemies, because those are the guys with a lot of HP.
Oh yeah, they some tanky fuckers. At the very least though, once you do take down those tanky enemies, it's always very satisfying because along with the glory kills, when you kill an enemy in Doom 2016 in general, they don't just fall down. Like, they explode into a gory mess. Like, that's what people loved about the original Doom games so much, was like, that's what got them a lot of the recognition, a lot of the gore and whatnot in the game. But then 2016, you know, being a modern release at the time on like the PS4 and those consoles, they could go really a hell of a lot farther than they ever could back then.
Yeah, like the I forget what they're called, but like the fat, fluffy, the fat like
The fat
chubby-
dudes that have like 2 guns on their arms.
Yeah, like you could destroy their head and their just spine is sticking out with their like arms limp. It's awesome.
Yeah, that are like with the Caco demons. A lot of times you can go up to it, rip its eye out, feed it to it.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
like
yeah.
yes, gore is like it's a weird thing to be like excited for, but it's so awesome.
Well,
Okay, I looked it
it's
up.
awesome
They're
because
called
these are
mancubuses.
it sucks because these are assholes who are trying to like fuck you over, but it's like, no, fuck them, I'm gonna fuck them over, and then you feel satisfaction for fucking them over. It's raw as hell.
Yeah, no,
Especially when you
it's-
have those like big muscular dudes fucking chasing you. When you finally beat them down, you like rip their arms off. It is very satisfying.
pinkies?
Oh yeah.
This is really just
It's
gonna
so
be a, hey, I'm remembering how the game works, and that's how this is going. I'm like, oh, that's how that works.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is pretty awesome. But one thing I kind of want to go on, like continuing conversation about like what they can do with like the reboot and how like there's like you guys said, like a lot of the kill animations they couldn't do with the original Doom because of like limited hardware. One thing that like that goes alongside with that, it's just the maneuverability that goes with the remakes. These are most certainly not only the fastest, but also the like most movement heavy games in the series. And it's because of the new hardware that they have that allows Doom Guy to move around as such.
And
Like,
they
there's
got
actually,
of
like,
stuff
a lot of platforming,
ledge
surprisingly.
climbing, a bunch of like, there is a good amount of platforming. It's very interesting, and then they kind of continue. They're continuing to like expand upon the platforming and like the movement part of Doom and the later games, like the soon to be released
Dark
Dark
Ages.
Ages and Eternal with like grappling hooks and all that. But like the original Doom, it was pretty simple in terms of like mechanically how you could move,
Yeah.
but they just like kept expanding upon it with the
I mean,
settings.
it was crazy. In the original Doom, you couldn't even aim up. you could aim left or right. If the enemy happened to be in the center of that, even if they were on a higher platform, you shot them, even if you were shooting at a wall. I mean, that's how simple it was back then. But, I mean, they're still
Yeah.
fantastic games, though. I would highly recommend everyone go play them. since
You
they're
could go play them
modern
on
platforms.
anything too, because you can play it on a calculator. You can play it on whatever the hell you want to, because that's how easy it is to run.
Yeah,
the
hell, if you have a
original.
copy of 2016 or Eternal, I'm pretty sure you can play the originals on there.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
that
you
is
can.
true.
That's something
I
they
think that
added.
is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, no, I do love how much like little love they put into 2016 and Eternal with like the secrets, because like you can find little nods that are franchises that like helped with Doom, like Quake and whatnot. That and also
Yeah.
just nods to like the older parts of the games. Like you can literally find some levels that are like just the old levels, but with like modern enemies in them.
Which is sick as hell.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like
that
Doom,
unlocking
like,
those secrets gives you more upgrades as well. So I mean, it's a win-win all around.
that's the thing I really love about Doom 2016 is that like it rewards you for being like an explorer and a collector, and it also like it's also not afraid to just cherish its roots and like acknowledge where it came from, which a lot of games nowadays, like a lot of AAA games, they won't really like put in the effort to like make sure people know like where they came from or whatnot. It's more so like, look at the new big flashy thing, where it's like Doom not only, focuses on the new flashy thing, but it's also like, hey, look, this is a thing from the old games, go play them too. It's sick as fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think one thing that evolved too that I want to bring up is the original games already have very iconic soundtracks, but 2016's and especially Eternals after, Mick Gordon did such a damn good job on the soundtrack.
Oh my god,
He
it
is-
so
he is-
fucking good.
He is just a connoisseur. Like, he is so good at making it. I'm sad because he probably won't be returning for Doom the Dark Ages because Bethesda
Fucking him over, yeah.
But any music that you hear from and that people talk about Doom music, they're usually talking about Mick Gordon now, because every single song he makes is a banger.
Yeah, dude, it's like a heavy metal mixed with some rock, and then like it also takes inspiration from the older games, add some electronic in there. It's just so good. Like it gets you so pumped up to fight the demons, even when you're not fighting demons and you're platforming. There's good tense background music as well to get you ready for the next fight. And then too, like the music that gets you pumped up for the fights, like it's just good general music. I've used it for like workouts and whatnot.
I also used it for a lot, just like randomly. I'm like, I'm feeling Doom music, and then I'll start listening to Doom music, even if it's really not an appropriate like genre for what I'm doing. Like, I've studied to Doom music. That's how like good it is.
I have a calculus exam tomorrow. Ah.
That sounds like a raw fucking study session. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, the Doom soundtrack is so good. My personal favorite, BFG Division.
I think I'm thinking the same thing too. Beyond the BFG division, Rip and Tear is one of my favorites as well.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that one's really good. Yeah.
I just think that he's got such a he's just got such a way with making like the sickest music ever.
Oh, definitely.
And I love
He does.
how many things are like how many like songs have now gotten like inspired by like Mick Gordon's type of music. His music and the Doom music in general, even not like even music that wasn't made by him in Doom is still very, very good.
Oh yeah.
This is true. This is but like the reason why we bring up music like so much, especially for this game, is because like even viewer, even if you have never played Doom before, I can guarantee you that you have heard somewhere before the Doom 2016 soundtrack. Even if it's just a random edit of something, you've probably heard it somewhere. But that's just because of how iconic it is and how good it is.
Oh yeah. But now Doom is up there with like probably some of the best soundtracks in gaming, like of all time.
Oh, for
Now
sure.
that I think about it, did Doom 2016 or Eternal were they nominated for any music awards at the Game Awards? I know Eternal was nominated for Game of the Year.
I don't know actually. I'm going to look that up.
I'm Best Music Game Award.
Was
Yeah.
Doom 2016 nominated for
Yeah, because in my opinion, they should win those categories, but also like at the very least, they deserve a damn nomination.
wait.
It was nominated for the Audio Achievement and Best Music categories of the 13th British Academy Game Awards.
British.
Ugh.
Nah, we gotta fight the real demons, the ones that are stuck on Earth.
The real demons are the people of the Game Awards, because they fucking nominated Final Fantasy VII Remake in the same year as Doom Eternal, and I'm pretty sure Remake won more awards, which is poopy.
I mean, don't ever forget Last of Us Part 2 won over how many other great games?
That was
the
a
game of the
weird
year.
year. That was a weird year. We don't talk about that, though. We talk about Doom 2016, because it's raw.
Doom 2016, I can't see what awards it won, but it won 2 awards. Doom did. It was nominated for 4.
Well, that's good. Look, any awards that game wins is a dub.
Oh yeah.
Because it is deserved. And, like, I don't want to, like, be that guy, because this is pretty, like, doomer, but I genuinely think that, like, that Doom is kind of one of the last things Bethesda has, like, as a company, because they're falling short, like, really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they probably will eventually release a new Fallout, but I mean, how well did their last one do?
They've got Indiana Jones. They've got Doom: The Dark Ages coming out. Starfield. Bleh.
We don't talk about Starfield.
Fuck.
Here's the thing, though. It's like Bethesda as like a gaming studio. They're like a big 3 was Doom, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Doom isn't even like isn't even by them. It's ID Software. They're just a fucking publisher.
That's kind of their whole thing. Their only like original creations are Elder Scrolls, right? And Fallout.
And Fallout, I think. Well, okay, technically Fallout as the IP is not originally theirs because they bought it from another company. Because Fallout 1 and 2 was a CRPG from a different company. But they did make 3 and 4 and New Vegas. No, they didn't make New Vegas. New Vegas was a different developer. But they very much made fucking 76. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we could tell Bethesda made 76. Their grubby fingers were all over it.
At the time, they made good games for the time, but they haven't really evolved too much. And I think they have like one of the best IPs with Doom, but they're even that they're fucking up with. How
Yeah, I know. I remember the Steam release for Doom Eternal, like being absolutely terrible. That and just the way they've treated Mick Gordon as well, to the point where he's probably never going to really return to the series.
They're like they're golden goose of music, and they just they just messed with him, and it's so weird. Anyways, we should probably move on from talking trash about Bethesda, so we can talk about how good Doom is.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
no, of course. But like the reason why we bring that up is because like Doom is the outlier in like Bethesda's modern gaming because it is just peak. And 2016 was just like the start of like this reboot trilogy that we're seeing right now. With I don't know if it's going to conclude with Doom the Dark Ages. They're probably going to make more games after it because it makes them a lot of money and it's good. So more games is awesome. But it's just that like man, Doom 2016 really did like set the stage for like what it to come. And I'm just the thing is they knocked it out of the park so well because it did so many new things with the series that like oh god, it's such a good entry point. I could gush about this game forever.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, since you were bringing up like their new trilogy, like Doom 1 and 2 were very much set up like as the original. Well, 2016 and Eternal were kind of set up like Doom 1 and 2, especially with the final bosses like being the same. Maybe not mechanically, but like they were the same demons. So I'm kind of wondering where Dark Ages is gonna go. Like, it looks like it's kind of just a brand new take on Doom, instead of like trying to be kind of a retelling of the old games. Like, I haven't played Doom 64, so I'm not really sure if it's taking inspiration from that. But seeing how they have the skull crushing gun and the chainsaw shield, I'm imagining it's not. It's probably something more original.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah,
But
I guess
that is
Doom
an
64 is
interesting
often
concept.
just forgot about.
Yeah. That is an interesting thing though to talk about. Doom the Doom games share the final bosses of like Doom 2016 shares the same one as Doom 1, and then of course Eternal shares the same one as Doom 2. Obviously it's meant to, symbolize like, hey, this is a reboot of the franchise and it's brand new, which honestly I'm okay with. Like people could say it's unoriginal, but personally I am okay with it because I feel like it's more of a homage, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, again, they paid tribute to like everything the old games did, but they did it in a new, fresh way as well. That established Doom as a new modern IP. Because again, I cannot reiterate this enough. A lot of people were expecting Doom 2016 to fucking flop and be a shitty reboot. No one was expecting them to actually knock it out of the park like they did. They thought it was just gonna be 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah. There is one thing that they didn't knock out of the park, and I highly doubt y'all even remember this. The Doom PvP Online.
I never played it.
You know what? Yeah, I can't really comment on that because I didn't play it. Because, well, by the time I played 2016, there weren't many people online other than the Sweats who were still playing.
Same here. I played in 2019.
That and I played Doom for the same reason a lot of other people do, for the campaign, not the multiplayer. That's kind of the funny thing with Doom. Like, compared to other shooters, you play it for its campaign, not the multiplayer mode. Whereas majority of other shooters are like, you play for the multiplayer mode. Campaign's kind of there just to be there, maybe teach you the basics.
Yeah. No, that's the thing though. It's like I get what they were going for because like online shooters were very much like on the rise during that time. So it's like, ooh, let's get in on that, make some more money. It was fine. It wasn't the best. Doom Eternals was horrendous, but like I respect what they were kind of going for, but like you said, it's like you play Doom for the campaign. That's where the love goes into. That's the level design. That's the progression system. That is the peak right there.
Yeah, its PvE is definitely better than PvP.
Because the whole thing with the PvE is you're fighting hordes and hordes, and the game is kind of designed around fighting hordes of enemies and not just like a couple other Doom Slayers. Like where there's the gore just isn't there.
Well, that and I imagine too. Again, I didn't touch the multiplayer mode because again, by that point it was long kind of gone. But you don't have a lot of the smart enemy placement. That and like the strategy for having to use different weapons to deal with different enemies. That and resource management, like keeping some small enemies around to maybe cut up with the chainsaw to get ammo back. You're just going up against some other dudes. So yeah, I don't really know. it just never really looked appealing to me for those reasons. So I never really wanted to touch it, even with Eternal.
Yeah, I think the campaign will always be the main selling point. I mean, even I don't think they really had trailers for the multiplayer. It was mostly just like an afterthought for people who want to keep playing the game.
Well, yeah, because most of the spectacle is in the PvE and like what you can do with it. Like, what sounds more appealing to you? Being in a 1v1 sweat match where you're just parkouring on different ledges and eventually you shoot the other and it lasts for like a minute? Or you ripping the fuck out of, like, ripping a tongue out of a demon and then feeding it back to him, or his eyeball, or making him explode. That sounds raw.
Yeah, that or get into fucking BFG 9000 to decimate a horde of enemies. That or to shove it up the final boss's fucking mouth and kill it.
Real.
It
Yeah,
is
no,
kind of
it's
neat to me that, like, a quick little thing here, with the final boss being the same in the original Doom in 2016. In the original Doom, you could take that thing out with a couple of BFG 9000 shots. But I think they kind of paid homage to that in a way, because the last shot you get to do on the final boss of 2016 is with the BFG 9000.
Well, because
Like,
the
obviously it's a hell of a lot more
the
involved.
BFG has kind of become like, I feel like the Super Shotgun and the BFG are kind of like the staple Doom weapons now.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
You know they are.
Because the BFG is literally called the big fucking gun, and like, how was that not just like the coolest thing to call a gun? And then
Yeah.
the Super Shotgun is just like, I don't know what it is about it, but it just feels like super iconic.
This is gonna be kind of random, and then we're probably gonna close up right after. But if Doomslayer was added in Smash, do you think they would ever put the BFG 9000 in, or not? Like,
Final
it's his
Smash.
most iconic weapon.
Final Smash.
Final
Final
Smash.
No,
Smash, for sure.
I'm saying the reason they may not, though, is because it's literally called the big fucking gun.
Well, they can just not talk about the fact that the BFG is the big fucking gun. They'll just like ignore that fact.
I want to imagine Sakurai, though, if they added Doomslayer and they didn't give him that as the final Smash. They're like, yes, Smash is a game for all little good boys and girls. That is why we could not put the big fucking gun in the game.
It's still really funny to me that they said no mai because it's for good boys and girls.
It's
Yeah.
so funny. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, maybe if Smash Ultimate gets like a re-release for like Switch successor, maybe Mai will be put in the game, because she's gotten some redesigns that are more age appropriate.
Maybe, but
Yeah,
that's
knows?
neither here nor there.
Yeah, topic for another day.
Real.
Man,
I mean,
Doom
with that being
2016
said,
though,
guys,
what a game.
I know. With that being said, do you guys want to talk about our concluding points a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
I will
I'll
start.
let y'all go first.
I will say that Doom 2016 was a great reboot. One of like few reboots to a franchises that has worked like incredibly well. Like, I can probably count on like one hand the amount of reboots of a franchise that like are actually like amazing. Like Resident Evil, Doom, apparently Silent Hill. Like they've all successfully rebooted their franchise, and I think Doom is like probably the best one because it has decided to take what made the original Doom so good and just roll with it all the way. They just wanted to be as crazy as possible, and they're going to continue that. I mean, in Doom, the Dark Ages, they gave him a fur cloak and then a chainsaw shield. Like, what more could you ever ask for?
That and a gun that crunches up skulls and shoots them back at enemies.
Real.
But like, it's a beautiful game. It's such a simple game. You just rip and tear, but it's perfect.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
I guess I'll go into my points real quick then. I'll be just reiterating a lot of what I've said before. Doom 2016 is an absolutely phenomenal game that I cannot recommend enough. It was great back then, and it is still great now, and I would please ask that you play it before you play Doom Eternal, because it is so good. Its combat is so engaging. I love fucking ripping and tearing the demons apart to like the killer soundtrack. there's always good momentum with the game. I never feel like there was slow periods, because whenever I was down on health, I wasn't trying to like go back and hide. I was trying to keep fucking fighting so I could get more health back and just keep the cycle going. Be as angry as the damn Doomslayer is. Like it was such a fantastic game though. That came with a banger soundtrack. Please play it. It was a fantastic reboot to the series, and it's good as a standalone game now.
Real. I'll start with mine. I think Doom 2016 is the best way to start. Like if you want to get into the Doom series, it just has so many new like mechanics and modern changes that make it very accessible for people. Like hell, it was my first Doom game, and now like I played it in Eternal, and I haven't played the original Doom games. However, it's got me extremely interested to see where the series came from, and it's just a phenomenal game, like the others have said. And God, I think about it very often when it gets brought up, like with Bethesda's like the conversation around Bethesda, and anytime like there's a new action game, it's like Doom 2016 for a reboot set such a high for what like FPS action can be, that a lot of people have considered like it and its sequel Doom Eternal to be like some of the best FPSs of all time, which is a crazy statement because like we haven't had like games of this of like FPS action games of this caliber since like the 90s, like with GoldenEye 007 and the other Doom games. So I'm glad to see that Doom 2016 and Eternal and now Dark Ages is just bringing back this style of game because it's fucking peak.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, I think this is where we're gonna wrap up for today. But if you like this kind of content, please press that like and subscribe button and comment down below what your favorite weapon or moment was in Doom 2016. Though with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We've been Fetch Quest, and this is our episode on Doom 2016. Catch you later.
Bye
Bye-bye.
everybody.